This dude said that you have to humble yourself in order for you to be a stepdaddy. Now, I just want y'all to think about that for a second before I even bring the video up. You have to humble yourself in order for you to be a stepdaddy. Let's get into it.
7 years ago, I was single with no kids. And now I'm waking up super early to go on a surprise Starbucks run for my wife and all her kids. Thank you very much.
Just listen to the words. My wife and all her kids.
Thank you. Have a good one. 7 years ago, my coffee used to only cost like $3, and now it costs about $45. $45 on a good day. But 7 years ago, I was single with no kids and I had no major responsibilities. I was only responsible for myself. Now I'm married with 4 stepkids and my wife and I had 1 kid together. So I'm going to be very vulnerable with you right now. And I'm going to speak to all the step parents, stepmoms, stepdads, and anybody who's just considering being with somebody who have kids and baby dads. You have to be mature.
Okay, first off, before we even fully dive into it, right? Before we dive fully into the video, I want to ask y'all a question. What's up, son? Close the door, baby. What? All right, see you later. My question to y'all is simply this. Even with the consideration of being with somebody with kids, if you and I'm speaking specifically to men because for women it's different. But for you as a man, why would you want to sign up for that? That's a question I really need you to think about, but then answer. Why? Is it that that's like your best choice? Like that's your best option? Like you like especially if you don't got no children. That's all you could get, is what you're telling me. That's the best option you can get. Now, I'm not going into the whole, women who have children, they show their great mothers and all, man, fuck all that. Because as a dad, bro, I know the feeling of having children. I know the feeling of being responsible for these children. And these are my children. And I'm going to say it over and over again, because, they growing pains and all like that. I'd be ready to throw these damn kids away. And they're mine. This man said 4. Then he had his with her. So he's 5th in line. Now I know for the people who, is so women centric and women is God and women is all this, and people try to say, oh, well, you got here from a woman and woman created life, and without sperm, you can't get life. I just want to say that, why would you sign up for what he's about to say? That's just my overall general question. Why?
You have to think logically and understand that you have to take other people's perspective and put it into consideration. If she's co-parenting, you gotta let her co-parent. If she needs to talk to her baby daddy in regards to a decision that needs to be made about their kid, you sit back and shut up. Do not expect to be a part of a step family and think that you can run that family however it is you want.
So you got to understand code words, right? You have to. What he's basically saying is, you as a man, and that you're in that family. It ain't your family. It's that family, right? It's their family. It's her family. He's out surprise morning coffee. So not only are you running the errands, you don't make significant decisions on your own. You don't lead that household. 9 times out of 10, she do. Granted, I understand the co-parenting component of it. If she needs to have a conversation in regards to the child, she needs to talk to the dad. But then also understand this, my fellas. That means another man will always have influence in your house. So no matter how hard you work, no matter how much money you make, no matter what you do, another man has influence in your household. When those children get out of line, you really can't do shit. It's like you can, but you can't because you're gonna have to answer to their daddy. And hopefully their daddy is not one of the ones that's ready to crash out whenever. But that's what the fuck he's telling you. So I want y'all to understand that, because when you hear people talk and then a lot of people champion the bullshit, they don't give you the full picture. But that's the picture where we at right now. Other men will have influence in your household. But let's continue.
You have to understand that you're entering a family where one of the parents has had to take care of the kids all by themselves, and for you to go in there and tell them what to do, you're mistaken. My 4 foot 11 inch wife,
Which means she's the boss, not you, homie.
who had 4 children, was afraid to let men around her kids. Her
She should, because their dad should be the only one around them kids.
oldest child at the time when I started dating her was 10 years old. So
Fuck
for 10
that.
years, she's been taking care of kids. No man to tell her what to do, what to say, how to do.
Which 9 times out of 10 means she's masculine as fuck because she had to do it all on her own. Which means she and that boy telling his ass what to do.
Thing, it was all her. I couldn't enter that woman's life and say, I need you to discipline your kids this way. While I'm working, you need to clean the house and have dinner ready for me when I get home. I don't want you talking to the other kid's parent. Now, I'm going to tell you the secret and the mentality that you need to have when you're entering a step family. You 100% have to be humble all the time.
Bro, listen to the shit he's saying, dog. Like, when I originally saw this video, I'm just like, nigga, what? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I personally cannot stand bitch dudes. I can't. You gotta humble yourself. Not and understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying nothing like necessarily bad as far as humbling yourself. I'm not saying that. But just the thought process to say, my nigga, I gotta humble myself to come in another person's, I don't know if it's another man or other men, families, for me to provide for them, and then I have to humble myself for them. Like, this is not the type of dude that should be out here giving advice to younger men. Because it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, you shouldn't be trying to fucking take over another man's family. It just doesn't make sense. Because the dudes that's out here that's about that shit, that's getting to the money, that's building, that's innovating, that's doing all that, that's really like about it. Why the fuck would they want? Why would they want to take over another man's family? That's a genuine question. And then it's two parts to it too. One, 9 times out of 10, bro, you not better than the baby daddies. You not. You probably lower tier. Because if you was higher tier, you came into the situation with no kids. That's a clear indication, bro. You not that guy. You're below. And she probably had to settle for you because the niggas that she actually wanted probably, she couldn't deal with, and vice versa. So she had to settle for you. But the lower tier dude is the one giving the advice to other dudes. No, we don't give two fucks about what you're talking about. I always looked at like like growing up. I always looked at dudes like, because I didn't have like role models growing up at all, because all the dudes around me, they just, and I'm not trying to say that in a bad way or me trying to be arrogant or nothing like that. Their lifestyles, life in general, I fucking despised. I was like, bro, I don't want to be like none of these niggas when I grow up. None of them. I could not imagine being a young dude, 14, 15, whatever, listening to a nigga like this. Because even though at that those age and within that age range, I haven't experienced life yet, but I know for a fucking fact I'm not about to go date a woman that got all them fucking kids just to be stepdaddy to all them kids. I knew that for a fucking fact. So me humble myself to go date a chick and to enter her family, and because at that point it's like, what's your job in that relationship? What is your job in that family? Because from my understanding, you as a man, it's your job to lead. And if you have a family, it's your job to lead the family. So is that in his regard, is that not the job? Like real shit. Is that not the job to lead the family? How can you lead the family when you got your wife? You can't tell your wife what to do. You gotta basically bow down to them. So what's your job here? I genuinely want to know.
What do I mean by that? Take your pride and throw it away.
Mm.
All you have to do is love that person and contribute on top of what they already have. For any man out there saying I can't do that, that's not masculine, bro. You better leave that woman alone and stay the hell away.
Let me tell y'all while I'm single on this Sunday morning. Long story short, me and Dude get into it about a question.
Boy.
We're having this debate about men and women and men are the prize, blah, blah, blah. So then he asks, okay, how many bodies you got? Mind you, we already had this conversation at least 3 times. I have no problem being open and transparent. So I'm like, what's the...
You know, one thing that I learned just in general, right? I learned that by me being, doing the YouTube thing and stuff like that, like, they say the internet is not a real place. But I'm going to have to disagree with that. The internet is a real place. But it's a place where people, how can I say it? For the people that's like, when you go outside, you don't always see like the dumb shit that people say unless you go in like certain areas. But when people come to the internet, the shit that they talk about, it will blow your mind, because it's like, bro, like this, like the stuff that they say, this is the type of stuff that you put in your diary. It's not the type of stuff that you actually say out loud. But these people come here and they say the shit out loud, and it just make you sit back and think like, damn, bro, did you really think about that before you said it? Genuinely, did you really think about it before you said it? I genuinely don't think they do. Or they think that they sound cool or some shit, but it's like, nah, bruh. It just don't make sense. I'm just gonna say, but now I digress. That's all I can say. It just don't make sense, man. But let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Tell me, do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you put yourself in that situation as a man? Would you go find a woman? I'm not gonna say fine, but let's say you ran into a woman, you bumped into her or whatever, and she had 4 kids. Would you make her have a fifth one? Me personally, I ain't messing with no chick that got kids. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm not like I don't like the thought of competing with a dude in regards to a woman. I don't like the idea of having another man have influence in my household. It's not gonna work. I'm not going to have to deal with a woman who think that I can't tell her what to do. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with a woman who basically thinks that, oh, I don't need no man. Can't do it. I'm just not gonna do it. I think in life, you just make certain decisions for your own life and for your own self, and then you get there certain results. I could not imagine taking care of 4 kids that didn't come from me, sharing my resources with these children, and when they grow up, especially like he said when he met her, she had a 10-year-old. I know for a fact that 10-year-old is looking at that nigga like, bro, you can't come in here and tell me shit. You, I guarantee in that household, he has to ask them to go to bed. I guarantee it. hey guys, it's time for bed. Could you please turn off your light and your TV and make sure you go to bed so you can get a good night's rest, guaranteed. And then he gets up early in the morning before work, take his ass out to go get the coffee because she's still in bed, she's still asleep. He said he can't tell her, clean the house and have his food cooked and then I mean, which realistically, I really don't think people do that shit for real. Like I know we hear that a lot with the whole cooking and cleaning and all like that. But I really don't think that motherfuckers is like, yo, make sure my food is on the table when I get home. I've never seen nobody do that or ever say that. Out of all the people that I've encountered in life, I've never heard that or seen it. Legit. If y'all have, let me know. Cause I really want to know, like, is that like a real thing? But what Dog was talking about, whatever, bro. So, like I said, guys, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. The Discord link will be up within the next few days. I'm about to get that finished tonight. I just had to get a few more things taken care of. But make sure y'all drop them comments and let me know what y'all think. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will get at y'all next Friday, 10 p.m. Yo.